Good evening, guys. This is just a quick video to run through today's trades, the analysis for today's trades, and explain the reasoning behind them. And hopefully, this will give you guys the understanding to be able to construct your own analysis to take your own trades. Today's been a bit of a funny one, actually. Started off with a loss, made it back with a profitable trade, made it back with another profitable trade, and then unfortunately took the loss on the Euro JPY to finish, which was a shame as that was actually in profit. But you know, minor in the grand scheme of things. We go again tomorrow, and let's finish this week on a high note. So anyway, let's get right into it. So US dollar JPY. So what I saw here was this clear region of resistance. Price was struggling to break through, so obviously I've highlighted this with the red box. Every time price shot up into this region, it was forced back down by the sellers. Every time it came back up, it was forced back down, forced back down, forced back down, and then forced back down again. So we obviously took the sell position at around 10 o'clock, so it was on this bar here. So what I was waiting to see was a clear rejection from this box. So obviously we had this big push up into this resistance region. We had this small candlestick which basically shows the momentum slowing. Indecision in the market is kicking in, so buyers don't know whether to buy, sellers don't know whether to sell, and then obviously we had this selling candlestick followed by another short buying candlestick which showed that momentum is clearly slowed to the upside, and then obviously we had the selling bars down, and then we entered the trade on this bar here. This was quite a slow trade, and the reason for getting out so soon was because of this rising trend line, which I'll explain in a second. So obviously we had the push down, it rose back up, went into a slight bit of loss, and then obviously dropped back down, 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 and clearly rejected this region. So obviously we exited the trade around this point here, and the reason for that was because of this ascending trend line. So obviously as price has been rising and rejecting this region, the lows have been rising too. So here's the low, we had a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. So what I was wary of was price rejecting this region, falling back down to this trend line, and then shooting back up into this region to potentially break through. So that was the USD JPY trade. We obviously could have held on and made an absolutely shed ton more profit, but it's just one of those things. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Anyway, moving on to Euro CAD. This was a nice trade too. We got out at the right time, as you can see, it's reversed. But what I was seeing on this was a pretty similar story to USD JPY. So we had this red region, this clear level of resistance, which price, every time it's come into, it's rejected. So the sellers were kicking in and the buyers didn't like it, so they were getting out, hence why the price was falling every time it neared this region. So anyway, we took the trade around 10 o'clock. So the first Euro CAD position was at 10 o'clock. What I was waiting for was a break of this blue line. This is the 200 EMA. This is the average of the last 200 hours on Euro CAD, and it acts as a support. So it acts as a floor, which every time price reaches, it shoots back up. So it's kind of like an invisible level of support or a resistance, depending on whether it's above or below. So what I saw here was obviously price has come into this region, it's rejected it, it's making its way down, so it's pushing down, it's coming back up, it's pushing down, it's coming back up, and then obviously back down to this region again. So I was waiting for a break of this region, which obviously we took here on the break of the low of this candlestick, which was in profit shortly, and then it rose back up, back up, back up. And the reason for getting out of this trade and closing it in a small loss was because obviously we broke this region, but then when the new candlestick opened, it started making its way back up, back through this blue line. So to be on the safe side of things, I decided to close, and then lo and behold, it reversed sharply and started pushing down, hence the re-entry, because the trade was valid to go again. So that was a nice trade. And then if we move to Euro JPY, kind of a similar scenario, if I'm being honest with you. Obviously Euro JPY has been an uptrend today, well, for the last quite a while now, but there has been Euro weakness across the board. Obviously you can see if we go on Euro Aussie dollar, Euro Swiss, Euro pound, there's been a lot of weakness across the board with the euro, so obviously it's the Euro Aussie dollar. But anyway, back to Euro JPY. So what I was seeing was, again, another clear region where price has come into, I'll draw it in here, and rejected it. Its momentum's been slowed every single time it's come up to this region. We've had smaller and smaller and smaller candlesticks, and then we get the selling bars, and then smaller and smaller bullish candlesticks, then the selling bars, and then again selling bars all the way down. So this said to me that price didn't really like this region. The sellers were kicking in, and it was time to jump on the bandwagon to sell. And obviously we were in profit. It started breaking through the EMAs, which again acts as like a support region, a floor, and price started falling through, breaking through, and then we got a clear push down, which we were nicely in profit. And I was holding on, to be fair, to target the previous significant lows, which is the 122.30 region. It made its way down to 122.46, and then decided to, out of nowhere, just reverse. And it's just one of those things, the analysis can be spot on, the trade can look good, and it just goes the opposite way. But anyway, we're back at it tomorrow morning. Let's have another great day. I'm going to do some more higher volume of trades, but maybe not hold on to them so long, get in and out, maybe 10 pips profit at a time, and do a higher volume of them. So maybe 4, 5, 6 trades throughout the day, but in and out in a quicker succession. But anyway, let's finish the week strong. We've got 3 more trading days to crack on with it and make back to the obviously losses, but luckily we had a great day yesterday. So yeah, so let's finish the week strong. And any questions, please drop me a message, and hope you're all well and enjoy your evening.